Good morning, everyone. So today's topic, like today we would be having something, we'll learn a concept known as intents. And apart from learning the concept of intent, we'll also go through something which is known as context in Android, because this is something which you're seeing from day one onwards. But still, I guess like many of you might be confused when the question of context comes into the picture. So intents in Android. An intent is a simple message object that is used to communicate between Android components. Now, this is a major question. What are Android components? So there are many Android components such as activities, content providers, broadcast receivers, and services. These are the 4 or 5 major components of Android. But for the moment, I just want to summarize all these things in terms of application example. So let's start with services. You all must have seen a music player application, right? When we close the music player app, still the music is playing. So that is an example of service, right? Now the next thing is broadcast receivers. Broadcast receivers are one of the most crucial part of Android. What do you understand by the term broadcast? Spreading of the information in a huge amount, like to a massive number of people. So what happens in Android? There are plenty applications. For example, let us say there is a link. Suppose you are browsing something and you came across a URL. Now, when you tap on this URL, what happens? Android opens a box for you and it asks you which type of application do you want to select to open this URL. So what happens? This is part of intents and broadcast receivers. Whenever a user clicks on URL, a broadcast message is given to all the applications. The message is given, the message says that who all can open this type of URL. So what activities do? The activities have receivers in them. They come into the picture, the different applications have receivers in them. And what they do, they come into the picture and they think and they see that like did the coder provide a code using which I could open this. If the activity is having the receiver for specific broadcast, then what happens? The name of activity is shown in this box. Now content provider is something, it's like a bridge. It's a data bridge using which you can connect different applications. For example, when I place the order on Zomato, it connects me to the Paytm, and all the details, like all my details are already feeded up over there. So actually thing which is used over here is content providers. You must have seen when you open a music player application, all the songs which are there inside your phone's memory, they all are listed. So this is also an example of content providers. And after that, we have all seen activities. Now we're going to be understanding a mechanism which connects these things. Because, okay, sir, now you taught us that how to create an activity. I can create another activity also, but how can I connect them? How can I link them? So the answer is intent. So an intent is a simple message object. It's a message object that is used to communicate between Android components. So it is not just activity and activity. You can also communicate between an activity and a service. You can also communicate between an activity and a content provider. Like different patterns could also be seen in this intents part. Now use of intent. So intents has many use with it. First is it is used for launching an activity, to start a new service. Just now I just talked about service, what a service is, for broadcasting messages, to display a list of contacts in list view. So this is an example of content providers we just discussed. So like even the for example, when you open the app contact app, so you can see all the contacts like which are there in your sim and phone memory. So that is also an application of content providers. So intents are used for achieving all those contacts. After that, there are two types of intent. One is called explicit intent and another is called implicit intent. Now explicit is something in which you are you're telling it to go from this activity to this. For example, you know that you're having an activity A and you're having an activity B. So you're telling, when you know that you have to go from activity A to activity B, then that is called an explicit intent. Implicit intent, you don't know. Only thing you know is that, for example, if you know the task, for example, if I'm on activity A and I know the task that I want to play a song, but I don't know B, C, D. For example, if I'm having an application in which I'm having A, B, C, D, E, 5 activities, and I'm on activity A. Now on activity A, I decided that I want to play a certain song. Now you don't know that which of these activity will be playing the song. So at that time, in this scenario, what you do, you use the implicit intent. Implicit is something which is understood by the compiler itself. So what the Android mechanism would do, the Android system itself will search for the activity which does the job. So it will go to B activity and search that whether it plays a song. C, it plays a song. D, and the one which would be playing the song, it would connect the A with that. Let's deal with the explicit intent first. So explicit intent says that an explicit intent is an intent where you explicitly define the component that needs to be called by an Android system. An explicit intent is one that you can use to launch a specific app component, such as a particular activity or service in your app. So what happened? I was on just like you created a main activity. After this main activity, you created an activity which is called as next activity. Now you were on main activity. So what you did, you wrote intent I. Intent is the class, and I have created an object I. Then I have instantiated it with new intent. And in brackets of this intent constructor, what I'm providing two arguments, the first argument and the second argument. Now imagine this as a letter. So like I'm having this is my envelope. So what I did, first of all, I just took an envelope, and in front of this envelope, I wrote to whom I want to send this letter. Am I right? Afterwards, then there was something from. So here I wrote my address. So imagine this envelope just like an intent. Intent is also like an envelope which you're sending from one person to another person, from one activity to another activity. So in intent object also, while creating the object of intent, what I'm doing, I'm providing two arguments. The first is main activity.java, and the second one is next activity.class. So this was my first activity from where I want to go, and this is the second activity from, that is like, this is the source and this is the destination. So once my envelope is ready, that is like once my intent object is ready, what I'll do, I'll just send it via courier. So start activity is a function which accepts the parameter. There's a mistake over here, guys. This should be intent. Intent, because what I did, I created an object of intent named as I, but I'm sending some other object. The first thing is the context. Here, the first thing we provide is context of the sending activity, and this is the class address. And after creating the object of intent, what I'm doing, I'm just calling a function known as start activity intent. Now, next thing which we have to study in intent part is, now every intent. For example, since I said that, you could claim that, sir, you won't be sending an empty envelope to someone. You don't want to fool anyone. That's not like you. This is not a case of an April Fool kind of thing. You want to send some letter with the intent. So can you do that? Yes, you can do that. For example, I was having activity A and I was having activity B. Now, if I want to send some data from activity A to activity B, I can also do the same thing using the concept of intent. Now, the question is how to do that. So we'll simply do one thing. We'll just write a letter, and we'll put this letter inside this envelope. And then the procedure is same. You have to write the from, like to, from, and just send the letter to the courier. Let's see the real-time implementation of this. So here I've created an object. What I did, intent I equals to new intent. This has gone to the next line. So intent I, first thing was I chose the envelope. Intent I, the name of envelope is I, is equals to new intent. I wanted to go from main activity and I wanted to go to the next activity. After this, I called a function known as put extra. I dot put extra. Now there are two parameters which are supplied to this, key and value. Since you're sending the letter, this is an advanced concept. So what you are doing, like you wrote the letter, but you have encrypted it. Encrypted, like you have put a password on it. So this is like key value pair. So what I'm actually putting the name of this letter, that is, let us say the key is data, and the value is, let us say, for example, I'll just take another example. I'm on activity A, I'm having int A is equals to 5. Now I want to send this A to activity B. So what I'll do, I'll create an intent, I dot put extra, and what I'll do, I'll just write this piece of code over here. I dot put extra. Now key can be anything which you are deciding. So I'll write data as my key, comma, and I'll just pass this A. That's it. Now what will happen? Now you have kept the letter inside the envelope, and now you have given the envelope to the courier boy. Now when activity B will receive it, activity B should know the key. If activity B is not knowing the key, then he won't be able to see the data which came with the letter. Now what I'll do, I'll just straight away, I'll go to my Android Studio. What I'll do, I'll just go into this Java, com out my application and I'll right click on this. I'll select new, and after selecting new, I'll just go with activity. New activity. Which type of activity I want to add? I'll just add an empty activity. Now it's actually asking me the name of the second activity, so I'll just name it as second activity. That's it. And just see the parameter, just see other arguments also which are there inside this. So there's something which is layout name. That is the activity which you are writing, the name of activity which you're writing, the layout of this activity would be generated by this activity underscore second. If you don't want to generate layout, no problem. It won't be an issue. Getting my point? Launcher activity is something, if you'll click on launcher activity, then this activity would be the first activity which will get opened up. So what do you think? What Android would be doing if I'm just checking this launcher activity? What internal command it might be doing? Where the changes might have been made? What I have to make, for example, if I'm having 5 activities in my application, and if I want to make activity B as the launching activity, then what should I do? In the manifest file, there must be 2 activities. There is one activity dot main activity, and there is another activity that is dot second activity. Now, what the problem is, if I'll just run this application, then I won't be able to see my second activity. Why? Because the intent filter, the thing which is written inside this, the intent filter, this actually decides. Guys, if you look carefully to this, you'll find that again there's something which is intent is used even for launching the activity. Didn't we saw in the usage of intents that intent is also used for launching any activity? So intent filter is something, if I'll just control exit and I'll paste this inside the second activity, then what will happen? Whenever I'll run my application, second activity will be the first activity which will be opening inside my app. For this moment, let's make the main activity only as a default activity, as the launcher activity. Now, if I would have clicked, I would have checked the launcher activity checkbox when I was making the second activity, then this intent filter would have gone to the second activity. Now, I want to connect main activity with the second activity. So what will I do? I'll just go to this main activity.java, because this is the sender activity. So what I'll do, now I don't want on button click, I don't want to show any toast. What I'll do is I'll straight away do one thing. Like I want this name to come on the second activity over here. So if I want the name to be visible over here, first thing, what should I do over here? What should I add in the second activity? Let's add a text view. Actually, you can also set constraint in this way. What I'm doing is just set it as 8. Set this also as 8. This as 8. And that's it. Am I clear? So this is also a method of setting the constraints. So what I did in the second activities layout, I just added a text view. Now what I'll do, I'll go to the main activity. Now, just now we saw that there is a concept called as intent, explicit intent, which is used for going from one activity to another activity. So I'll simply do one thing. I'll just create a new object, intent. So it's actually telling that intent is something which you have not imported. Just check all the imports. Can you see the import class has been, like the intent class has not been imported yet. Let's move further. So what we are doing, we are just creating an intent. So like I just want to, so the error is coming because the intent class has not been imported. So what I'll do, I'll just put alt enter, import class. Now you'll just see over here, we'll just go up like above and we'll see that. Now the intent class has been imported. So intent equals to new intent, the first parameter. So I'm on main activity. So I'll provide context. Since I want to provide the context, what I'll do, main activity dot this. After that, I want to go to the second activity. What is the name of my second activity? That is second activity only. I'll just write second activity, but this time dot class. Okay, semicolon. After this, what I have to do, I have to start the activity. Start activity and intent. And that's it. We are done. Now what we have done, if we'll run this code, we'll find that main activity and second activities are connected with each other. We'll just remove this toast. Let's comment it. So what I'll do is I'll straight away launch the app. Okay, so my app has opened. What I'll do is I'll just write Aditya over here. Adi. So what I'll do, I'll just click on button. The second activity has opened. Right. We actually just prepared the envelope and we sent the envelope to the courier guy. But we didn't kept any letter inside the envelope. So what I'll do is I'll just use the object intent dot put extra. Let's name this as, let's name the key as data and the value as, so like inside the name, I'm getting the name. Like inside this string called name, I'm getting the name which is extracted from edit text. So now what I've done, I have added a letter which is named, the name of letter is data and the content of letter is name, the name or the string name. So whatever you will be writing on edit text, that would be entered, that will come up inside this name. Now that's it. Again, let's run it again. Again, the problem is same. Now what might be the problem? I said you that when you send data from A activity using some key called as data, then B should also know this key data. If B is not knowing this key data, then B won't be able to get the value which you're sending from this activity to this activity. So let's see how we'll incorporate that. So what I'll just go to the second activity. I'll go to second activity.java. And what I'll do over here, I'll write a statement intent intent. Intent equals to get intent. Now what this function does is, first of all, I am actually getting the letter. I'm actually first of all, the first thing which I'll do is I'll take the envelope. So that's the reason inside the second activity, what I did, intent equals to get intent. So using get intent function, whatever intent which is sent by previous activity, that intent would be captured in this one. After this, what I'll do, I have got the letter. Now let's open it. So what I'll do, intent dot. Now there is a function over here, get string extra. I'll use this function. Now what was the key which was provided to you at that time? The key was data, semicolon. And I'll store the data inside a string. String, it is say value equals to intent dot extra. So what happened actually? Inside main activity, the type of data which you were sending was a type of string. So for collecting this type of string, I'll need another container that is also of type string. The very first thing I did was I collected the intent which came from first activity. After collecting the intent, I use a method known as get string extra and I provided the key data. After providing the key, I got the value inside a variable named as value. Now the next thing which I shall be doing is, let's declare a text view. Text view. So the ID is text view. So let's put as text view. That's it. Semicolon. I've got the value inside this value. Text view dot set text. I'll pass value. I'll just explain it again. Get the intent from previous activity. The second step is open the envelope and get specific letter by using the key which was used by first activity. After that, we'll collect the value in string, and last thing I've done, set the value fetched from previous activity onto a text. So let's run the app. So it worked. So this was about the explicit intent. Let's go further. So next thing is known as implicit intent. What is implicit intent? Now, Just think of the same example which we were talking in the case of explicit intent. You want to send a letter. You know your address, but you don't know the address of the other person. But you know the designation. For example, if I want to send a letter to my principal, I don't know her name. Let's say I want to send my letter to principal. We shall be writing to, comma, the principal. And what will happen? The letter will be given to the principal of college, like whatever the college name is given, to the principal of school or college. What will happen? The letter would be, the courier boy would deliver the letter to the college. Now imagine this college is like your Android app. Now what Android app will do? Android will go into its directory and it will search, yeah, where does the principal sit? The moment he'll find the principal, he'll give the letter to that principal. The same thing is about the implicit intent. In implicit intent, you know like what kind of thing you want, what kind of thing is intended, but you don't know from which application or who would be serving you. Like you know that you want some, like for example, you went to a restaurant, you want certain food, but you don't know that who would be cooking the food for you. So what you will do? You just say that I just want this food. In explicit intent, what I was doing, I want to eat food, but I'll go to the restaurant and I'll say that, come on, Mr. A, you cook the food. Now, what kind of actions could be? So the action could be of dialing. For example, I want to have a button inside my app, and the moment I'll press this button, what should happen? A number, my dialer should open, and my number should be shown over there. Now, dialer is not part of your application, and you cannot start coding it again. So what you will do? You'll use implicit intent. So what you will do? You'll just make the activity. For example, I'm having this main activity, and I'm creating a button over here. And what I'll do, I'll again create an object of intent. And this time, rather than passing, just look at the code of this intent. Rather than passing the addresses, what I did this time, I just passed the action which I wanted. For example, just skip this one. For example, if I want to dial something, like action dial. So what I'll do, I'll just pass intent dot action dial. So that's what I did. I just passed the action which I want. So like Android is having many actions. For example, action view, action dial, action call. Like there are plenty action message. Like plenty of actions are there. For example, for listening to song, like whatever things an Android phone can do, it will be having action for each one of them. Clear? Now my task was I want to create an intent. I want to have a button on my screen on my main activity. When I click on this button, my Chrome browser should open up. Did you understand the problem, guys? To do this, what we did, we just created an implicit intent. So what I did, the format is same only. Only the difference is between the constructor. Intent, implicit, like you don't have to write implicit word, or you can also write intent over here, no problem. Intent equals to new constructor of intent. The first thing which we want to pass, what action you want. So since I want to open the Chrome browser, I want to browse some, let us say I want to browse some URL. So for the action for that is action underscore view. So intent dot action view. Since this constant is declared in intent class, so I'm accessing it using intent dot action underscore view. After that, the second argument which needs to be passed is known as the URL. Now for passing the URLs, we have a class in Android which is called URI.pass. This is something which is in Java also, but it is URL.pass. So here we are having URI.pass. So for opening this, what I did, I have to pass the URL. So what I did, URI.pass and the link of the website which I want to open. And the final thing, after writing the letter, what I did, I just gave the letter to the courier boy and passed my intent object into it. And what will happen? When I'll click on the button, Chrome browser will open up and this google.com will be shown. Your default browser, not Chrome, your default browser. Let's try this. This time, let's get rid of all these things. Okay. Intent equals to new intent. Intent dot, now just look at the actions. There are plenty of actions to choose from. So what I'll do, I'll just choose action underscore view. After that, the second thing is just look at the suggestion that Android is providing me. It is telling the first parameter is action and the second parameter is URI. So that's the reason I had to use URI.parse. And inside this, I'll write the extent, like I'll write the code of, I'll provide the URL. That's it. So what I'll do, I'll just go to Chrome. Just copy this. Just paste this over here. Afterwards, start activity, and we are passing the intent. That's it. Let's run the application. Let's just tap on this button. Okay, it opened the URL which I supplied. So I guess like you got the concept of implicit and explicit intent damn clear. See you tomorrow then. Bye bye.